Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's me, MCKOOKIE. So in this video, this is something I kind of been wanting to do for a while, ever since I got into Dead by Daylight last summer of last year when it was free on PSN. I've been wanting to do a killer tier list video, and basically 100% just my opinion of how I would rank the killers in this game, since we've gotten quite a few since I started DBD last year. Like when I came in, the Clown was the newest killer, and the Spirit was about a month away from being released, and the game has changed quite a bit since then. And I figured since most of the YouTube stuff that's out for Dead by Daylight is from PC players, I figured I'd kind of try and represent the console community in this one. Since I do play on console, I mean I can't give opinions on PC killers. How killers perform on PC when they perform on console. The way I would rate it, and I'm gonna try to not go over long in this video, and my explanation for why I'd rank each killer the way it is. But basically, I'm judging a killer by their base kit. I'm not going off of add-ons, or anything like that. Like if I'm gonna judge add-ons, the most I'm gonna judge is off of green add-ons that most people can, easily get access to. For instance, I'm not going to sit here and say Huntress is the best killer in the game because of, iridescent hatchets. You're not going to have iridescent hatchets all the time. So, anyway, real quick, gameplay in the background is probably going to be me playing Ghostface against what I believe was a red rank survivor with friends. It was pretty fun. So that's in the background for you. I got the sweet Ghostface skin as well, the original 90s Ghostface. Probably my favorite skin in the game, and my favorite killer in the game. And since I'm talking about Ghostface, I guess I'll start the video off with him. The way I'm going to rank these killers is going to be S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, and D tier. S tier, I'd say they're really strong. Not overpowered. I don't think any killer in the game is currently overpowered. And then D tier, I'd say these killers definitely need some help, and they're not great. So starting off with Ghostface, I would say that Ghostface is definitely S tier. At least on console, I'd say at the moment how he is now, he's really, really freaking strong. In my opinion, I think stealth killers are on the rise. I think any killer that has map pressure and or is a stealth killer can do pretty well in the game right now with how the game's current economy is. Ghostface, my favorite killer to play hands down in this game. Ever since True Talent about a month or so ago introduced the whole play style of, cloaking yourself and doing this kind of hit and run ability. I'm actually using his build in this video. It's Thanatophobia, Sloppy Butcher, Nurse's Calling, and Ruin. And what Thanatophobia and Sloppy Butcher do, Thanatophobia basically for every injured survivor, it slows the game down by 4%. And when you stack that with Sloppy Butcher, it makes it so that they take forever to heal. And since they take forever to heal, it lets you proc Nurse's Calling much easier. And since Ghostface's power makes it so that he doesn't have a heartbeat warning radius when he's in his power, you can easily just sneak up on survivors and get a hit and run on them. And I've been playing that kind of playstyle. Like, I'll occasionally stalk people and get kills, but ever since I adopted the kind of, juggle the survivors, injure a survivor, run away, injure somebody else, like, I'm never, 1v1ing. I'm always kind of juggling people, and I'm never going for confirmed kills unless I feel like I can 100% down the person. And you get a lot of map pressure with this. Like, survivors don't really know where you are, so you're able to sneak up on them and get a lot of easy kills. As soon as I started playing like this, it's probably the easiest I've ever hit rank 1 as a killer. So Ghostface, on PS4 at least, is absolutely S tier. While we're in the S tier, I'm just going to get this out of the way real quick. I think Spirit is the best killer in the game on console. I said before that, console and PC are the same for the most part. The biggest difference is Nurse is trash on console. And on my tier list, I'm just going to say that she's D. She's D tier. That's the lowest tier. The frame rates, and it's mostly the frame rates and the low sensitivity options we have. Killers on max sensitivity settings on console are a fraction of what it is on PC. So killers like, I'd say even Billy is harder to do on PC. On console, Oni is really hard to control on console. And Nurse is just terrible. So Nurse is D tier. Spirit is the best killer in the game, in my opinion. On console, I think she's hands down the best. She has been for a while. Even with the nerfs, where she no longer has collision and you can see her when she's vaulting, I think Spirit is hands down the best. So S tier already, we have Spirit and then we have Ghostface. And when I'm all done with this, I'll just give you who I think is real quick, just a quick roundup, best to worst. Next, moving down the list, I'm going to go and mention Pig. Pig, I'd say, is in the C tier, kind of average tier. The traps used to be great endgame pressure. Now you basically just use it to waste survivors' time in the middle of the game. I kind of like to run the build that I use for Ghostface here, the Thanatophobia, Sloppy, and Nurses build. I like to kind of run that with Pig. She's not bad, but she's not great. I'd say she's just average in general. The traps provide decent game slowdown, but other than that, you're still a regular melee killer, or what's commonly referred to on PC as a regular mouse one killer. Your power doesn't really help you that much to win chases, but similar to Ghostface, to a less powerful extent, it does help you get the drop on people, since you can kind of suppress your terror radius, and then when you come out of stealth, you have a few seconds, I think it's like 3 seconds, where your terror radius is still suppressed. It changes to Oblivious and how Object of Obsession doesn't work as well on stealth killers anymore. I'd say that Pig is in a better spot, but the whole endgame collapse rework really hurt her. Like, before I would probably rate her like mid to high B tier, but now with the trap changes and how she doesn't really have any endgame pressure, like you can literally walk out the exit gates for free, I would say that Pig is C tier. Next killer, I'm going to mention Freddy. Freddy, the day he got reworked and it went live to all consoles, I only played Freddy. And I immediately just climbed through the ranks. I was winning almost every game, getting 4Ks, double pipping. Freddy was fantastic. Like, I honestly, he used to be my favorite killer in the game. And I'd say he's still my second favorite killer in the game. But of course the developers had to change some things. They nerfed my favorite build for Freddy, which was the Forever Freddy build, where basically you would use swing chains so that every person that was asleep in the dream world would have a multiplier on the slowdown of the gens. So I would stack that with his regular jump rope add-on, which does the same thing for every sleeping person, or anybody who's in the dream world, repairs gens slower. I would basically stack that, and it was a Forever Freddy build because it would take survivors forever to do generators, so that's where that nickname comes from. So I would run that, and then I love the synergy that Freddy has with Pop Goes the Weasel and his generator teleport. Like, I run barbecue and chili, so that when I hook somebody, I see who's on which generators, and then that tells me which generators to go to. Instantly teleport. I'm able to use Pop Goes the Weasel, which is a great perk, but the only thing is sometimes it pulls you out of position because you have to go to generators to kick them instead of getting into the next chase right away. Freddy lets you do that with 0 downtime, so I can just kick a gen and get back to chasing people. So the synergy there is great, and I would say Freddy is the 3rd best killer in the game on console. Goes Spirit, Ghostface, and then Freddy. And I'm the kind of person who thinks Freddy's add-ons are kind of crap, but his base kit is just really good. And honestly, I think killers should be going more towards that route, where their base kit is good, and their add-ons can make them a bit more effective, but I don't like killers that are made or broken by their add-ons. And an example of that, I think, would definitely be like Myers, who I guess is someone I can talk about next. Myers, I would say, is in the A tier. He's below Freddy, and he's below Billy. And I know I'm going to probably piss off a lot of people by putting Billy in the A tier, not the S tier. But anyway, about Myers. The way I like to play Myers is with J. Myers Memorial, and basically I like to build up a lot of stock really fast, and then I do, the tried and true, you get them to 99%, and then when they're in the open, you hit them. I like that. He, of course, has, his unlimited Evil Within 3 builds that you can do with his add-ons. He has some crazy freaking add-ons. He probably has the craziest add-ons in the game, overall. And then another fun build is, it's the Wall Hacks Myers build, where you do the Scratch Mirror, where you're stuck in level 2, but you can see through walls whenever you do stock. That stuff on like the new map, Hawkins, is really strong. Like, that's probably better than his... that could be as good, if not better, than his unlimited Evil Within 3 build, where you just walk around Hawkins, like... any map that has a lot of buildings, Hawkins, Leary's, where you're inside and it's not wide open and there's just walls everywhere and you have no idea where the hell Myers is. And on top of that, he has, like, no terror radius almost. Because you could, like, if you want to be, you could, like, stack on Monitor and Abuse. But you have built-in Monitor and Abuse with Myers when you do Scratched Mirror and stuff. So you do that. And then another perk that's honestly affecting how I'm going to rate these killers as of recent is Nemesis. Because Nemesis, if you don't know, it's the new Oni perk where whenever you get stunned or blinded by the killer, you become the killer's obsession. You stack that with Play With Your Food, and you have almost always a guaranteed stack. No, you do have a guaranteed stack of play with your food, so you have a guaranteed base movement speed increase, which really changes how effective a lot of these killers are going to be. The main one that I'll be talking about with that perk combo is Leatherface. So with Myers, I would rank him in the A tier, definitely higher A tier, but still below quite a few killers. I wouldn't even put him top 5. My top 5 would be Spirit, Ghostface, Freddy, Billy, and this is probably going to be a controversial pick, but the Wraith. Now moving on to the Wraith. I think the Wraith is very strong for the same reasons that Ghostface is strong. You get very similar stealth, so you can sneak up on people, and if you have any add-on that kind of does something to your bell, like you can do the Bone Clapper. You need Bone Clapper, I'd say at least, which is a yellow add-on. It's very easy to come across, which makes it so that the survivors cannot tell which direction you're coming from. You keep banging your bell, they're eventually going to let their guard down. They can't always get off a generator when you're banging the bell. They're eventually going to get sick of it. They're going to sit on a gen, and then you just bang the bell, come around from around the corner, and you just get free grabs off of gens. The one advantage he does have over Ghostface, and I know True Talent is actually trying to argue right now that he's better than Ghostface, and I can see an argument for that, is that you have insane movement speed with some of his add-ons when you're cloaked. Like, I know some of his Windstorm add-ons, you haul ass across the map. You haul ass, you have no tear radius, and then, freaking insane, you give him what I was mentioning before, the play with your food and Nemesis perk combo if you want, and it looks like you're hacking. Like, it literally looks like you're a speed hacking Wraith. So, Wraith, I would say, and most people will probably disagree with me even on console, I would say Wraith is in the top 5. Definitely A tier. High A tier killer with Billy and Freddy. Next is Billy. I would rank him below Freddy but above Wraith. Billy is great for the reasons he's always been great. The chainsaw gives great map pressure. You have insta downs, on tap if they don't respect your chainsaw. You can even screw around with, again, this is going to be like a broken record, play with your food and Nemesis if you want. Make yourself even faster to get up on people before you use your chainsaw. Not really necessary with Billy, but you can do it. Billy is still loopable, which is why I don't rate him as high as I would Spirit or Ghostface. Ghostface can crouch at loops, at a lot of loops, and mind game them. Billy cannot do that. Billy is weak to loops, just like Freddy is weak to loops, but I would say Freddy is better than Billy at loops because the snares can actually help you a bit if the survivors don't play around them correctly. You could shut down a lot of infinites if you want. You can kind of just spam them and put them everywhere. Billy doesn't have something like snares or pallets, if you want to argue pallets, like fake pallets from Freddy, to slow down chases. So, there you go. Billy, A tier. Real quick, Hag. I'm just going to move down the list in order from going on out. Hag, also A tier, below Myers. Weak to flashlights, obviously. Somebody, while you're picking up a survivor, take to a hook, can just destroy your nests completely. They can just run through all your traps. But, she's pretty good. I think she's a solid killer. Her movement speed hurts her. She's very weak on bigger maps because of the movement speed, but her size makes it easier for her to mind game loops. So Hag I'm going to put in low A tier. Huntress for me comes right after Hag. Low A tier. The reason why is because she's absolutely amazing on some maps, and then other maps she's like a throw pick killer. So the fact that she's so bad on some maps, I just can't rate her any higher than A tier. She obviously has good range. Some of her add-ons are really strong, like the one that makes it so that if you're hit by a hatchet, I think it's the Toxin one, you can't use any exhaustion perks like Dead Hard or anything. That's really strong. Of course, the infamous iridescent hatchets, the one-shot hatchets, probably the strongest add-on in the game now that Prayer Beads is nerfed. That one's another really, really strong add-on that probably needs to be nerfed. If I'm going to use overpowered to describe anything in this video, it's going to be hatchets, iridescent hatchets. But yeah, I think Hag is just A tier, or Huntress is A tier. Next set of killers, B tier, real quick. Leatherface, honestly, play with your food Nemesis. You haul ass to to catch up to survivors really quick. If you use anything that reduces your chainsaw, and like yellow or green add-on, you just use anything like Prime Bulb, anything that makes it so that it charges up faster. In addition with Beast Marks is key. Beast Marks makes it so that when you're actually going through the chainsaw animation, you move faster while the chainsaw is being used, and I just tear through people. They don't expect me to haul ass through them so fast around loops and stuff. So Leatherface, Play With Your Food, and Nemesis, that speed increase, I'd say easily gives him a higher ranking, and I would put him in the B tier. And I know that's going to piss off a lot of people because people say he sucks. Next I would say is Oni. Oni I honestly don't like. I feel like on console he feels really terrible to use. His insta down is really hard to actually hit people with. I feel like the only time I'll catch people with his one shot is if they're out of position, pretty much. If they play around TL walls and jungle gyms and they hug walls, I would rather be playing Billy. I honestly would rather be playing Billy almost every time instead of playing Oni. And then the fact that you still lose your power when you pick up survivors, and it kind of encourages slugging, which is a way that I don't really like to play. I don't like Oni. So Oni, I would say, is B tier. His map pressure and getting around the map quick is kind of like his saving grace. Next we have, I think, just Trapper, Doc, and Legion. Trapper, similar to Pig, average. The traps can give you a lot of good snowball potential, but Trapper is weak for the reasons he's been weak since launch. He is just takes too long to set up. By the time you're all set up, probably a generator's done, probably your ruin is cleansed, and it's just, I don't know. It's very easy to abuse a Trapper. He just has really good snowball potential, but he's just average at best. Next is Doctor. Doctor I'm going to leave in the average tier. I don't enjoy playing him myself because I don't think he's that fun, but he's getting a whole rework. If you want to actually see the description of his rework and what's going to be changed, you can actually play him right now, and he hasn't been updated yet. All of his new add-ons that are coming out, and his power description, he's getting like a shock blaster that does something different. You can read what they actually are going to do, but they're not going to actually do it. Like, Doctor plays the same as he's always played, but the text descriptions for his whole kit are completely updated for the new stuff. It just hasn't gone live yet. But Doc with Trapper average. Nurse is the worst killer in the game on console. I know there's good nurses out there. I've played against him in red ranks, and this is my opinion for red ranks, by the way, because I play killer a lot at red ranks, and I play survivor mostly, like usually at red ranks. If I'm not playing another game and I'm consistently playing this game, I'm always in red ranks. I think Nurse is the worst killer on PS4 at the bottom three, and then Clown is really bad. Clown needs a lot of help. He's just a sad killer. Just put a pallet down early, Clown can't do anything to you. So Clown is also pretty trash, and I really don't like Legion. I just don't enjoy playing Legion. I don't think he's very fun. I don't think he's very good, just because his power is not all that. It got a little over-nerfed, and just playing against him is annoying, but it's not that hard to survive. So that's my killer tier list. I went super long in this video, but if you stuck around, I appreciate you guys watching it. So how I'd rank them real quick from best to worst. Basically, Spirit, Ghostface, Freddy, Billy, Wraith, Myers, Hag, Huntress, Leatherface, with beast marks, Nemesis, Play With Your Food, all that good stuff. And then I'd say Oni, Pig, Trapper, Doctor, Clown, Nurse, and then Legion. So that's my tier list. All my opinion. You comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Is your opinion of how the killers stand in this game. And thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one. MCKOOKIE out.